Hello friends, welcome to the video series on interview question for SQL PL SQL developers. In this video, we'll see about what are the key points we should mention with respect to for versus for all. Also, we will see what are the advantages and limitations of for all keyword. Let us first start with a very simple scenario based example. From there, we'll understand what are the key points to be mentioned. So here is a simple table called name underscore list with one column called ename of varchar2 of 30 character. So here is a simple anonymous block where I have created a one nested table type and I have created a variable of nested table type, and then I have loaded 5 elements into this collection. So in this name list we have 5 names. So the expectation is we want to read all these information from the collection and insert into the table. So this is the expectation. So obviously we will be able to do in two methods. One is using like a for iteration. So we can iterate through this collection, read value by value, and then we can insert into this table. Another method is we can use the for all keyword. So using this bulk collection concept, we can read all this information from the collection and then insert into the table. First, let me show you the code for both for and for all. Then from there, we'll start understanding the difference between for and for all. Then we will see the advantages and limitation of for all keyword. So first let me create the table. So the name list is created. So here is the collection. So I've just created a nested table type variable here and I've just loaded 5 names into this variable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the for loop. So let's say for collection dot first to collection dot last, let's say loop and end loop. So basically we are iterating through this collection and then we are inserting into the name list table values of collection variable of I. So let me just execute the block. The for loop variable is missed, so let me say for I in. Okay, so the block is executed successfully. So let me just query from the table. Yes, you can see the information from the collection is loaded into the table. So this is the first method. Fine. Let us redo the same example using for all. So first let me just truncate the table. Truncate table name. Fine. So now what we are going to do, instead of for, I am just going to use for all keyword. So let me just remove the loop because for all keyword should be followed by one single DML statement only. So now let me just execute this block. You can see the block is successfully completed. Let us just query from the table now, just to check whether the informations are loaded properly. Yes, you can see the informations are loaded properly. Okay, so here is our first method using our for loop. So basically what for will do, it will just iterate through this collection element by element and it executes this insert statement. So what will happen here is if there are 5 elements in this collection, the loop will iterate for 5 times and the insert statement will get executed for 5 times, that is for each and every value. So finally all the information will get inserted into this table. So this is the using for loop. In the next method, we have actually used the for all keyword. So for all keyword will not iterate, instead it will bind all the information in the collection into this insert statement and execute this insert statement once. So in a single stretch, all the informations from the collection will get inserted into the table. Okay, so this is just for a comparison. Here is our for implementation and here is our for all implementation. Now let us see what are the difference between the for and for all keyword. In fact, these are the key points you should mention in terms of interview. Okay, let's start with the first point. Basically, for is an iterative statement that executes for each and every value specified in the range. We can specify a range, we can specify a cursor as part of like for cursor, or we can specify the collection. Whatever it may be, the for will iterate for the range of information or range of value specified in the for loop. Instead, for all is not an iterative statement, it is just a declarative statement. It just executes the DML followed by the for all keyword, by binding all the information in the collection into that insert or the DML statement. The next thing is, since the for is a loop, we can write any number of statements within the loop and the end loop keyword. Whereas for all is a declarative statement and there is only one DML statement should follow the for all keyword. No other statements are allowed because for all is not an iterative statement. The third key point is, since for loop will iterate for each and every value present in the collection or in the range of values, in case if there is any SQL statements or a DML statements used within the for loop, there will be a context switch happens from an SQL engine to PL SQL engine. Whereas in case of for all, there is no context switches. In a single context switch from PL SQL engine to SQL engine, the for all will bind all the informations present in the collection to the respective DML statement and it will execute the DML statement. That is why for all improves the performance. Okay. The next difference is, we will not be able to access the individual records in for all, whereas in for it is possible. We can access the each and every individual elements in for, each and every records of the collection in using for iteration. Whereas in for all keyword, the collection will be used as a whole and will be binded to the DML statement. So we will not be able to access each and every record of the collection, whereas as a whole collection, we will be able to use it in for all. So these are the key points with respect to differences you need to mention. And here is a key advantage why we use the for all keyword. See, it reduces the main difference between the for and for all is the context switches. The for all will minimize the context switch between the SQL and the PL SQL engine and helps us to improve the performance of the statement and helps us to efficiently transfer the data from a DML statement into the table. So here is a performance comparison you can see when we use the same implementation using for and a for all. In fact, this time I have taken for a 6 lakh record which I was trying to insert into a table using a for cursor, also using for all statement. So here is the time difference taken for the for iteration and the for all iteration. To know more details about the what is bulk collection, what is bulk binding, what is bulk collect keyword, what is for all keyword, how bulk binding improves the performance, what is context switching. To know all these things, I would suggest you to watch the PL SQL performance tuning video series. To be specific, since this video is very specific to for versus for all, I would suggest you to watch this video to get more insights about how to use the for all keyword and how for all improves the performance by reducing the context switches. Okay, now let us quickly look into the limitations of the for all statement. Okay, the very first limitation is obviously the for all keyword must be followed by only one single DML statement and no other statements are allowed in for all other than one single DML statement. And we will not be able to access the records or the elements of the collection as individual values. Instead, we have to use the collection as a whole. And the collection has to be used within the for all DML statement at least once. Otherwise, we will get an error. And this for all keyword is allowed only in server side programming and not in the client side programming. And one more key important point is the subscript what we mentioned. For example, here the I is the subscript, right? So that subscript we have to use as it is. We should not do something like I+1 or some kind of expressions. No expressions are allowed when we are using in a for all keyword. However, in case of for, we will be able to use the expression in the place of the subscript. If you want any questions to be answered, you can post it in the comment section or you can drop to this mail ID. But before that, you can check whether a similar question has already been posted as part of this subscriber question series or as part of the interview question series. If you are not able to find your question here, please write back to me. I'll be happy to record and post as a new video. If you have learned something new, please like this video, subscribe and stay tuned for new feature video, interview question, SQL practical question and concept videos. And thanks a lot for watching this video.